Hi, guys. This is Ron Johnson, your life and leadership coach, health coach, motivational speaker. Welcome to the episode Life's the Shuffle.
And this is Gloria, your life coach. Thank you for listening again or tuning in to another episode of Life's a Shuffle. So today we'll talk about fear of missing out, or what we call for short FOMO. What is fear of missing out really? So, fear of missing out to me would be the feeling or the perception that others are maybe having more fun or living a better life than I am, or experiencing better things than I am. It involves a deep sense of jealousy and affects someone's self esteem. This can also apply to anything from, let's say, a party or maybe a promotion at work, but it always involves a sense of helplessness that you are missing out on something big in your life, or you feel like you are missing on something out. Yeah, fear of missing out. And that's what FOMO is. And what do you think about that, Warren?
You know what? When I think of fear of missing out, it's kind of funny how when you think of fear of missing out, the first thing, especially nowadays in the new century, is social media drives a lot of our reaction. We react to things. So when you see a post on social media, be it someone's playing with their dog or someone had a fun vacation or something political, whatever, we react to that stuff. And that's what kind of plays in the mind of the FOMO, or fear of missing out, is that when you look at social media, you see someone having a great vacation, or they have an amazing body, they seem like life is going on. It seems that sky's the limit, that they have everything in forefront. Is what we see in our mind is over perception. The perception is life is going well, they're having fun, they're happy, right? And what we don't see is that also plays a role in our mind. This happened to me almost like 9 years ago, when I don't know, 8 years ago, when I first started Facebook. I saw my friends that I knew, they're having fun vacation, they're partying, they're drinking. Next thing you know, that start has had a psychological benefit. I mean, that I was really missing out on having fun and drinking, like going vacations, having cocktails, going vacation, having shots. It's like, and I started being not depressed, but sad. Like, man, that should be me. Why I'm not doing it? And right then and there, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not gonna allow this to control me. This is it. This is not reality. I think I defriended that person or not, but I had to get rid of it. It was in my mind. And how our perceptions create this stress and anxiety. So when you see someone having fun, or you see a nice body, and that's because social media, Instagram, Facebook is all visual. So the visual is that someone's doing better than you, and you want to achieve that goal. So it creates a lot of aroused anxiety that I should be doing this, I should be happening this. Why not me? And the beautiful thing is, in life, is that we're all are just different, on a different
Mhm.
journey, different path. But social media creates this instant. Let's say 30-day challenge. Some very attractive woman or guy posts a 30-day challenge, having six pack, right? So as a trainer, they come to me and they're like, "Hey, Ron, I follow this person on Instagram. Look who they are." And a couple years ago, I said, "Oh yeah, we can have the same kind of body." Now I turn around and say, "Look, let me tell you this. I don't know who this person is. Have I seen them? Yes, but I don't know what they are and what they're doing and what lifestyle they live. But I can tell you this: I care about what your goals are, and I care about your success. And let's focus on that, and let's not focus on someone else has, because I don't know their whole environment. No, what if they're, let's say, Tom Brady? He eats all organic, right? Maybe Tom Brady has a special chef. I just don't know. So I don't want to get caught up in what people are doing and say, okay, I can achieve this. That's not reality. Reality is that everybody's different. Maybe the person been doing working out for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't know that. There's all these paradigm shifts they can create in there that I just don't know. So I tell people, no, we're going to focus on you, and these are your goals. Let's focus on your goals. I don't want to focus on someone that has 1 million followers and what they did in 30 days. That's not reality. I mean, the studies have shown that you don't get results in 30 days. It's the time and years and preparation to get those results. Yes, you have to start somewhere, but there's time and preparation. There's also one thing. I did some research this morning briefly, and there's a new book I picked up called Healing and Recovery by David Hawkins. I always talk about him on podcasts because he has 8 editions. I read three, and I didn't know he had eight until I did some research. I'm on the eighth edition, and I missed a couple editions, but it's called Healing and Recovery. And when you look at these posts on social media, fear of missing out, I always go back to social, and even advertisement. You know, You got to have this new product. If you don't have it, you're not going to get it. Let me give you one perfect example of this. Every year we have Black Friday or Cyber Monday or Thanksgiving, whatever. A lot of people out there go shopping. A lot of them buy things they really just don't need. But because everybody's buying it, like a buying frenzy, they end up buying TVs, clothes, things. Oh, I'm gonna get to it later. It sits in the closet for 6 months to 1 year, and they never get to it. Now, granted, some things you do need, but it's like a buying frenzy. So they create this desire. So when you think about desire, right, which is a negative energy, right? There's nothing about desire that says positive. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to desire, I desire, let's say, to be wealthy. I desire to create something that can help people. They also can propel you forward as energy, right? So if I have a desire of something and propels me forward, it's a great energy. But usually, desire is creates negative energy, right? So it means that we create a wanting in our life, and we have a feeling of I need to have this, someone else has it, and creates a insatiable craving.
Mhm.
Like the perfect example is these detox drinks. Like everybody has a detox drink. So everybody takes this drink, they get a rib six pack. I gotta take the same drink. So you create this insatiable attitude that I gotta have this drink. And it's like, no. A- and what happens, more desire you create, the more and more you keep running forward. And that wantingness and cravings all becomes overbearing, where at a point you just get tired of it. And
Mhm.
that's the frustrating thing about, FOMO, fear of missing out. What do you think, Gloria?
Well, there are many negative effects of fear of missing out. And in one, like what you mentioned, the stress and anxiety that you create for yourself, and social media. You mentioned social media, so social media creates a platform of bragging. Um, you end up when you're looking at others, you are comparing your, let's say, your regular life to the highlights of others' lives.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then you might see, let's say, you might even see, like we mentioned, friends, right? You might see photos of your friends enjoying and having fun times without you, and you all of a sudden start stressing, like, I'm missing out on something because I'm not there. Um, and even happiness itself seems to be in competition now. At times, people are comparing their what they call their picture perfect experiences, and then you wonder what you're lacking or what you're doing wrong.
And that's what I read. And I'm really a believer in energy. And, one believer in that is that Newster law. Everything has equal and opposite reaction. So people have always heard you are what you attract.
Hmm.
And when we get in that mode of desire, like I said before, it's a negative energy attractor. It also creates addictions and become a obsessive and compulsive in what you want to do. So if I want something, I become obsessed with it. Like, okay, perfect example in social media again is the scrolling through and hitting a like on a picture, scrolling through and hitting a like. How many times have we throughout a day pick up our phone, scroll through and hit a like, scroll through, and keep going for, 15 minutes in, you just been scrolling. So it creates the desire, look at these photos, it becomes insatiable and compulsive that all you do is scroll before you know, like, man, 15 minutes in, what the hell was I doing? I wasted 15 minutes of my time. And that's the funny thing about that. So how do you turn a FOMO or desire, fear of missing out,
Hmm.
into something that can project me upward and give me more energy, Gloria? What do you think about that?
So you'll have to shift and change, right? So I'll give example for me. I also have experienced fear of missing out, and sometimes I still have that. I'm a social butterfly kind of person. Um, before I'd like to be where all the fun is, and I don't want to miss out on a lot. And when I was playing volleyball a lot, and I would go out with my friends, I like to be where all the fun is. And I remember, like I would say yes to everything. There's an event here, yeah, I'll go. There's a volleyball event, and there's an after party, yes, I'll go. My friend wants to go out and hang out. Let's go. Have a girls' night out. Yes, I'll go. I don't know how I did all that, but I got to a point where I said, well, wait a minute. It does kind of get draining. It's tiring. And I realized that I can't be everywhere. Um, yeah, I can't be everywhere. Um, I can't be everywhere and always trying to do the coolest things ever.
So trying to keep up, as I said, the Joneses was
Yep.
draining you.
Yes, and I've realized that I have a problem, and that was a problem. Is trying, like what you said, it was trying to keep up, and it just got really draining. And I had to what then I ended up doing was focusing on what is really more important, right? And I focused on at the same time gratitude. I'm grateful I have all these friends. I'm grateful I have you know, friends outside of work, or, my friends, what I call my friends for life, and then friends from volleyball. But I can't I can't always be there, and I can't always be where all the fun is. It's hard, but I had to I ended yeah, I had to change that, and I had to really focus more on what was more important for me, and focus on myself at the same time, because it was tiring. It got draining. So gratitude is one, to focus on. It's hard to feel as if you lack things in your life when you are focused on the abundance you already have. And making others feel good makes us feel good too.
So the best way to describe FOMO in a different manner is that it creates potholes in your life, and you always want to fill it with something of a need. I need to do this because if I did this, I'll be happy. Okay, if I did this, I'll be happy. And before you know it, it's you're always chasing a target. Like let's say I buy a new car and I show it off, I feel happy. Okay, then what? Okay, well, I go to school, I get a degree. Okay, then what? You're constantly, and then what? Because it's only limiting the amount of things you can do. Just like you brought right now, is that when you start helping out people, and I help the homeless, then what? It's I don't need nothing else. I help somebody, and that's what's great about when you use what you have as a value is the desire to help. You get much more back because it's not and then what? Because happiness is and love is continuous, and when you show love and happiness by helping somebody else out, we're not worried about and then what. Okay, I did this for a minute of time, then what? No, it's continuous love. I help somebody else out, it becomes continuous, and that's where you develop that nice serenity to life.
Hmm.
Because when you see certain things, it creates up and down emotion. One minute you're okay, one minute you're down. One minute you're okay, one you're down.
Hmm.
And that sucker can drive you nuts. It can drive depression, sadness, anxiety, frustration, fear, doubt. I mean, apathy, lethargy. I mean, the list can go on and on. But one thing that's for sure, and we didn't mention this before, you are total control of your own emotions. A picture cannot make me react a certain way. I make myself react that way. If someone has a great vacation, sunshine, and I feel sad and it's hard, the picture didn't do that. I made myself feel that way because I feel I'm missing out on something. So you make yourself actually sad and depressed by saying, man, I should be doing this. It comes back to the I should do this, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, when it should be just being a human being, just being in the moment is where you should be at that time.
Hmm.
Now, can you have a desire to take vacations, or a desire to be better, or a desire for more education? Of course, why not? We all have to have something that brings us some value first, then second, fulfillment, right? So it's in line with that values and brings a great amount of fulfillment. But when it creates desires that become uncontrollable, where I have to have this and I have to have that, and this is going on, and why not me? And how come God hasn't blessed me with this? And I mean, the list can go on and on instead of just being in that moment. The beautiful thing about society is that we all can learn from each other, and we all have a personal journey that we can share through the world. But when we come a place from a desire and fear of missing out, we miss out on anything. We miss out on everything because you're not in the moment. So a lot of things are happening in the moment at that present time. You're so much thinking about what you should be doing that you miss the moment that's happening.
That is absolutely correct. That is true. Because you know what sometimes too is because you're so focused on missing out, and then you start creating stress on yourself. Then you don't realize that you could actually be missing out something for yourself.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah, we're all guilty of that. I have to admit I am guilty of that. I see something on social media, if let's say, oh, my friends went somewhere. There's a couple of them that went somewhere, and I'm thinking, why wasn't I invited? They
hmm
posted something, they went somewhere, they looked like they were having fun. Why didn't they invite me? Why wasn't I invited to that? Now then I'll feel like I missed out on something. But at the same time, if I had just focused on myself at that moment, and then I know that I wasn't missing out because I was doing something else that I wanted to do for myself at that time. Maybe there was a reason why they didn't invite. Maybe it was just really for them too. It wasn't for everybody. Maybe
yeah,
it was just them, let's say, spending quality time together, you know? But yeah, so I would say, like, in this case, to minimize that, practice, not only practice gratitude, practice mindfulness. Being, maybe, I know it's hard, like non-judgmental observation of like what you see, right? Or just having that awareness and focus on the present experience, and appreciate your current state of being. And it's easier said than done, but it can be done because you have control of yourself and your mind.
and that's the beautiful part: being in control of yourself and your emotions. I mean, there's not many things in this world we can control, but we can't control our reaction in situations. See, when you look at the world in general, we're always reacting to something that's happening. I gotta react. This happens, I react to it, and we're not being progressive. There's a big difference between reacting and being progressive. When you're progressive, you're not worried about something else because you're moving forward in a manner that's very positive, hopeful, inspiring, cultivating, and things you want moving forward. Before you know it, when you react to different things, it creates stress, frustration, anxiety, depression, and let's go from there. And because you're reacting to something, it's like, you're a boxer and all you're doing is getting hit, getting hit, getting hit, getting hit left and right. Before you know it, you get knocked out. But when you're proactive and you're kind of going against being reactive in a boxer sense, you're an offense. Then he has to protect himself, right? But that's the point is that you go up in energy levels, you become more proactive versus reactive. And that makes all the difference in how you conduct yourself in your life. When you're proactive to something, you get more energy for yourself. When you react to something, you lose a lot of energy. And when you react to something, there's no energy left for yourself.
That's
And we
true.
move up those energy level fields, you become creates more energy to do other things, more creativity, more abundance, more less scarcity. When you're in that mode of reactive, it creates those desires, those negative energy attractors. Remember, you got to attract more things positive in your life. Become that thing that you want to be, and that's all about fear of missing out. You're not missing out on anything. Life happens for us, not to us.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen to help us.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes change your focus, right? So rather than focusing on what you lack and what you're missing out on, try noticing what you have. What do you do? What do you do, Ron, when you feel like you're at that moment and you feel like you're missing out on something?
Hmm. When I'm in my phone missing out on something, what I do is I check my thoughts and I ask myself the question: am I really missing out on something? Okay, I'll give you a perfect good example. With the fact that, shelter in place in a lot of states, especially here in California, gyms are closed. Um, a lot of people have went virtual, right? Zoom, live, FaceTime, whatever it may be. And when I saw someone posting, on social media, this happened to me, They're having all these Zoom calls. They're having all these people, and you can see in the grid how many people they have. Yeah, obviously it's not that clear sometimes, but I start, man, damn it, I'm missing out. I gotta do the same thing. And what started happening to me is that I realized I gotta start doing it. So I started doing it in an insatiable manner where I'm doing it every day on an hour. Just keep doing it, do doing it. Before you know it, a week later, I was extremely exhausted emotionally. I gave up. I stopped doing it because I wasn't being in the moment. I was reacting to something that I saw, creating these thoughts in my mind that forced me to react to something that I didn't realize I could control. So what I did is I said to myself, wait a minute here. Ron, check your emotions. Are you doing that out of one, because you have to, or two, is it in line with your values, or three, is that what you want? I said, man, I don't know if I want that. Okay. Then I stopped. And I started focusing on what can I do right now in this moment. And that transitioned to much more abundance because now I got more energy. See, because I was reacting to the situation, what felt more or less, okay, a desire, a fear. They're doing it. I have to do it. I got to do it. It's like, I got to. And I
Hmm.
got to mentality did nothing for me. It hurt me because it gave me less energy. Because at some point of doing it every day, day in and out, I got exhausted. I got tired.
Because it's something that you didn't want to do to begin with. You were only doing it because everybody else was doing it. So you feel like, well, shoot, they're all doing this. I don't want to be missing out on
Yeah, fear of missing
whatever
out.
they're working on. Yeah. So I need to get on. I need to get on this. I need to be where everybody else is at, but it's not what you wanted to do. It's not what your heart's telling you to do. And that's why it was taking that all that energy out of you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was zapped. I mean, at one point, I remember I was trying to edit some videos, post things on YouTube. I was so overwhelmed with what to do. I did nothing. I seriously, I just did. And I just took a huge step back and checked myself and said, you know what? This is not in line with what I really want to do. How can I make this more better for myself? Because it's caused me so much negative energy.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it. And when I stopped doing it, I got more energy back for myself. Because instead of reacting, I was being in line with my values, my purpose, and being proactive of what I'm able to do. So I just focus on what can I do right now, and just focus on that. What do I want in my future? Focus on that.
Hmm.
That's it. Because if I focus on too many things at one time, okay, I gotta create Zoom calls, I create Zoom links, I gotta post on Facebook, I gotta post on Instagram, I gotta post on LinkedIn, I gotta create Canva flyers, I gotta do, before you know 4 or 5 things I have to do instead of focusing on one thing. Because remember, when you try to focus on one thing at a time, you're not good at anything. It's usually one or two things maximum you can really focus on and make them great. I just start focusing on what can I make great and focus on that. And you know what? After that, I got more energy to be creative, more energy to do more things in my life. I got energy to be happy and realize I'm okay.
Hmm. And that, with that, it created a lot of stress in you and anxiety. So then when you were able to shift that and having that awareness, which I congratulate you on that one, even having all that awareness and just taking a step back and having that moment for yourself and checking in,
Hell yeah.
that's a lot. Um, so now look at you, right? Don't you feel more motivated and more focused on what exactly you really want to do?
Oh, you have no idea. I realized things are okay. See,
Yeah.
see, I was doing that because everybody's doing it, I can make money.
Hmm.
So I became very satiable and compulsive, just doing, just reacting to whatever's happening. And I realized I'm fine. Everything's okay. I check myself. So the main thing, the point is I'm trying to say is that you got to ask yourself a couple of questions. Is this bringing me value? Am I controlling my emotions? Where's my energy level at? Is allowing me to be creative. And that right there allows you to actually be in control of yourself because the picture I saw didn't make me feel a certain way. I made myself feel that way. The picture didn't say, hey, be compulsive. You got to do it now. You got to not keep up. You got to make money. It didn't say that at all. I created all those thoughts in my mind. And I say it again, I created all those thoughts in my mind. That picture did not say those words to me at all. I made myself feel that way. Then here comes again, wait a minute here. Are you in control of how you feel? Yes. Okay. Ask yourself those questions. And when I did that, I feel much better now. I'm not trying to keep with the Joneses. I'm not trying to do everything everybody else is doing. I realize I want to be different. And these obstacles I'm facing at this moment right now are here to help me. And how can I use that energy to help me? Because the obstacles I'm facing right now are here for me. Okay. Because
Mm-hmm.
I have a vision I want my life in the next 10 years, if not sooner, that I want. And sometimes these obstacles in your way guide you towards that direction. So fear of missing out, creating Zoom videos for personal training may not be what my future holds for me. And knowing that, maybe I shouldn't go that way and react to it. The universe, God, has created some good things inside me, and I have to use those attributes for myself. And that's fear of missing out, let me tell you right now, creates more negative energy than anybody can ever think, because it's what you create in your mind out of desire and want. The lack of something creates a desire, which creates frustration, which creates fear, which creates anger, and here we go, so forth and so on. There's not one word I said right there that was positive. But when
That's
you
certainly
realize,
true.
yeah, and we realize that, hell, I'm in charge of why I react to something. I'm in charge. I'm the boss. Heck yeah, you're the boss of yourself. You start switching to something different. That's why FOMO, it should be more full, but we don't want to say that. But a lot of us are fear of missing out on something. And if you're still alive, you're still breathing, you're not missing out on
You're not
anything.
missing out on anything in life at all. And what you need to really just do is, if you just take that moment, take a step back, what Ron did, and just check in yourself. That can help you put things in perspective. And as you gather a greater sense of belongings, and you release all that anxiety and that stress of missing out.
You certainly do. Remember, you know what? I don't care how old you are. If you're still alive, you have time. And time is one thing that we cannot buy or buy back, and it's consistent. Time does not speed up or slow down. We create, as human beings, value to time. We create time. Time, it doesn't change. So when you have this time left in this universe, the FOMO, you're not really missing out on anything. What you're really missing now is an enjoyment that you have in the present moment, whatever that may be. Reading a book, drink a cup of coffee, having a glass of wine, friends, family. Those are things are in the moment that provide you more joy and more happiness to yourself. But fear of missing out, you're not missing out on anything. Because even though you see those pictures, how do you know they're really happy? You can be more happy than they are. It's us as human beings that create these perceptions that we don't have no idea what's reality. Reality only, you only get power to reality, to what is your reality. When you see a picture, that's someone else's reality. That's not your reality. So again, guys, you can control your emotions, be proactive, not reactive, create more abundance, less desire, less scarcity, and you will live a much better life. So it was a pleasure. Thank you for listening to another episode of Life to Shuffle. This, of course, is Ron Johnson, life leadership coach, motivational speaker, and health coach, because I'm the mindset, and you know what? When you have the right mindset, you're able to achieve a lot of things in your life. But when we desire something, it creates a lot of reaction. Reaction creates negative energy and less creativity.
And this is Gloria, your life coach. You can follow me on Instagram to help inspire and motivate you at Gloria Life Coach, or on my website. You can check it out, www.glorialifecoaching.com. And again, enjoy what you're doing here and now instead of yearning what else could be. Thank you for listening to another episode of Life's a Shuffle.